Hi guys, welcome. This is a highly requested video from my subscribers and my Discord members. Join the Discord, it's free, link in description. Today we're going to be looking at the London system. We're going to be analysing a few Masters games and we're going to be playing a game in the London system, hopefully. So, the London system goes like this. It's a d4 opening with bishop here, pawn up, knight here, often the knight reroutes this way, and often this bishop sits here. Now, there is a slight fork in the theory where you can also play this after getting the bishop out, but the first two moves are pretty much here and here. And then sometimes you play this, which is sort of in the style of the Queen's Gambit, but is still in the accelerated London system. So also check out my video on the Queen's Gambit, as that is genuinely useful in a lot of these lines where you do play that like this. So often you see like this. And not c4. We want bishop here, and then this is the London system. Indian game? Yeah, London system. It's saying Indian game there for a second. All right, so knight comes out like this. This is all normal, all right? And then if they break here, we complete this hat of the London system. Looking to play this. So if they take, we take with the knight here. We take with the e-pawn. Yeah, so you take with the e-pawn, and then you open this bishop up. So this is in the spirit of the London system, to open this line up. Even though you're opening your king, you're opening your bishop's flexibility up, and then you play this, and you sort of complete the central position. So just following the theory now, we often get moves like this, completing the hat. And then one of my subscribers did say, I played c3 before I played knight f3. It's fine, guys. You can play this. I saw Magnus play this before this just now, so I think it's fine, but it just depends on preference. A lot of this, there is a bit of flexibility, unless something's actually getting threatened in the center. I think it's fine to play this or this first, but you can mess around with the mood of order, guys, and see how you feel. So yeah, this is a key theme in the London. You get the knight here and often look to come here, but in this position, the pawn would probably kick your knight, so probably best to just develop the bishop at this point with a... Oh, so yeah, right. So the key things in the London, right? Getting this knight out. 2, developing the... Sorry, bishop. 2, developing the knight this way. And then 3, the third thing you need to remember, guys, if this challenges this, you do not want takes with the pawn, because then your pawn structure is a bit funny. What you want, guys, key thing to remember, slide the bishop back, and then you get this open rook. This is all theory. So yeah, bishop slides back, castles, and then yeah, like I was saying, you want to get your bishop to this square. And this is, guys, this is a really flexible system that all you beginners, and even up to Grandmaster level, this is played. As you can see, I'm analysing master games in the London system. This is extremely flexible, gives white a really nice position, and we're getting a little bit out of opening theory, but often develops like this, expanding on the king side, even keeping the king in the centre, which I think is a great thing to do if you're learning chess, learning to manage your king in the centre, and checking the diagonals, trying to keep him safe actively, rather than just, playing knight out, bishop out, castle, every game. Actively managing your king, I think it's a really good way to develop. Yeah, so we often get positions like this, and I just think white has a nice position here. So let's try a couple of games in the London. We'll go for a 5-minute game, I think. Hopefully we get a win after all that talking. And thank God we got white. All right, so d4. Last time I tried to play the London, I accidentally played e4, which sort of messed things up for me. So we like this. Ready to pull the bishop back if ever this bishop comes out. And now, as my subscriber noted, Lewis, he likes playing this, so we'll play like this. Last time we played like this. We could go for... So here we've got a fork in the road in the London system, guys. We can either go for this sort of thing, and here, or we can go for this and getting the knight behind the pawn, which is a thing you want to do in a lot of openings. And it's like sort of a Queen's Gambit-esque accelerated London system. Let's go for it. They take, we take with the bishop, we get really quick development. We love it, guys. And now we don't have to do this thing which we often see in the London. We can just put the knight straight out in just one move rather than two. So we get even quicker development. We're getting quite a nice position. The black's thinking whether they want to take this. They shouldn't. They shouldn't give us this quick development. Yeah. So guys, let me know in the comments after you watch this video. How do you do in your games playing the London? I think you'll do well. So this, especially if you don't want to learn like a load of theory. Now this just looks very overextended, right? Here, looking to get here. Wherever we go, we're hitting the pawn with the queen. Here prevents this. So I actually like that, even though we're putting our knight on the edge of the board. Could be good. Could get a bit sharp, but I don't see how they punish this. So now we come here to try and win this, and if this, we cannot take, the bishop protects now. So I think we've got to undermine this pawn, and therefore get the knight out. Yeah, maybe the knight here wasn't good, but I do like this move though. Takes, and we get an open file to attack where they're weak. They've opened their king side up, and now we're going to try and punish that. So takes, and now we load up pressure on this pawn, I think. And I don't know how they defend it. Maybe knight comes out. So maybe we break with this pawn now, and look to keep our king in the center like we saw in those games we just analyzed, guys. So I'm loving my bishop. It's strong. It's really strong. So if takes, there is a bit of pressure on this knight. So what if this? If this, maybe we back the pawn up first. And then we can win this pawn at the end with the queen if they take with the bishop. Here. Okay, so they're trying to back this pawn up. So takes. They've got a lot of defense on this square. But now we can get this in, forking the rook and the bishop, getting this bad knight out of danger, which we love. So they come here. Could we throw in another move? Could we defend the knight somehow? Maybe this? You know what, I think we just take the bishop, because then we lock their king nicely in the center. We love it. And now we try and open things up. But first, we want to maybe prepare to castle. Is there any... Could we get this move in first? Improving the bishop slightly? Let's try that. Hitting the rook. Rook here, maybe this. Hitting the rook again. Okay, we'll do that anyway. We're hitting the rook. If they lock in, well, they can't. We take with the pawn. So we're really restricting this rook, guys. And now we can look to pin this knight to the rook. Can they punish that? They could do this, trying to trade it off. So actually, now we just look to get another piece to the party, guys. Maybe they could have played that. Then we'd take the rook. Maybe now they play that, trying to dislodge our bishop. So if here, maybe this is a move, just preventing this knight having any activity. Just closing off this side of the board so we're ready to attack the king. We've only got 2 minutes left. So the knight's rerouting maybe here. So if this doesn't work, and this is... Because the only reason I was worried about this move is knight could come and trade off, but now they've moved the knight, trying to get to our bishop. Now we can slot in this move, and it's made this knight maneuver look silly. So we want to crack things open now, because if takes... Yeah, this looks super strong, because they cannot take. If they take with this, they lose the rook. Take this, they lose the rook. So... Oh no, they take with the bishop though. What was I thinking? I just let them get the bishop into the game for free. That was not good, guys. I can't even... Do I interpose? I think so. Yeah. So we like this take. Having a lot of pressure on this. So this looks good though, because if they take with the queen, I can still take. So they're losing the rook at the end of it, right? They take with the knight. Is there any tactics? Is there any knight forks? Ugh, that does look a bit scary. So if I take the rook now, they get this, but then I get check, winning the knight. Not quite, because then knight goes here and blocks, but then we pile up on the pinned piece, and I think we're winning in that case, guys. What if they... Can they cut check, can they? No, I think we're winning, guys. We've got 1 minute 20. All right, it's getting intense. So we love trades at this point, right? Let's just take it. We can still castle. So let's pin this. Do we pin with this piece? Maybe we pin with the queen, and then we can take this pawn and get in. Yes. All right, so we're in. We castle. Bring the rooks to the open file, guys. And we will clean up like this, hopefully. Just as I was getting confident, we forget that this is... We're still winning though, right? So we can just trade. So if this... They take, we take, we got this. Okay, but I don't know what this rook does now. They cannot defend this pawn. We really go after this, but then we protect. We go like here, but then they repeat. We push. What do? Go after this pawn, but then we... Yeah, nice, guys. Glad I won that one, because it would have been a bit embarrassing giving a tutorial on the London and then losing a game in the London. So we did make a couple of mistakes. I don't claim to be a master in the London, and obviously this is just a 1600s perspective, or 1400 in my 5-minute games. I'm not very good at 5 minutes. But let's see how we played this London. See if we can learn anything just to finish this video off. So yeah, it's saying just play the normal London move, but I was trying to spice it up a little bit with this. This is a move. The engine says it's good. This sort of Queen's Gambit London thing. So yeah, I realized I did say that I think this was a bit much, putting the knight on the edge of the board. I was thinking to stop this move, but actually it was always going to be covered by the bishop, so it was unfounded. Then I realized we had to crack this pawn somehow. But it was saying this. What a cheeky move, because if takes, takes. Lovely little tactic that I missed there, guys. And then we played it when the engine didn't want us to play it. These were okay moves, hitting the rook, little in-between moves. The engine likes this, pinning. And then this was an awful move for me, I thought. The engine says it's okay, but I didn't like the way I'd got their bishop into the game. I did like this trade. This is what won us the game. And then even here, they stepped out of the pin. So this could take this, and I forgot that this was not pinned any longer. So I lost a rook there for the knight, but we were still up enough material to clean this up, guys. And yeah, we got our rook in and won some pawns at the end there. Hope you learned a few things there about the London system. Let me know in the comments if you got any more questions, and I can dive into more theory with you guys. So cheers, and hope you have a good night. Thank you.